Hi everyone, welcome along to the Political Education Project. My name is Paul O'Connell. I'm one of the founders of the Political Education Project. I teach law at SOAS, University of London, and I'm a UCU union member. This video is just a short one for all of you who've signed up for a 10-week course. We're really excited to get started in this really important new initiative in working class led political education. And so in this video, I'm just going to very briefly set out for you how we approach the course and how we advise you to get prepared and make the most out of the course for yourself. So in this video, we're going to look at three things very quickly. The first one is, why are we doing political education? You've signed up, that's why you're receiving this email, that's why you're seeing this video. So you probably don't need to be persuaded why, but we're going to tell you why it is that we in the Political Education Project think this initiative is important and timely. Then I'm going to set out the structure of the Political Education Project sessions. So we've got a 10-week course where we look at 5 different topics. So I'm going to try and walk you through how we'll approach each of those sessions and how you can prepare yourself for it. And then finally some points and some advice from us on how you should approach the 10-week course. So first off then, well, why political education and why is it important? All of you are familiar with sort of well-known ideas that knowledge is power and so forth, and what we believe and what we understand is that this is integrally true. In the last sort of 10-15 years, working class communities in Britain, Ireland, the United States, across the world have suffered under austerity, under economic crisis, and the political movements that people have been involved in to try and improve their lot have faltered, have failed, unfortunately. And so the big question for us then is, well, how can we resolve this? How can we do better in terms of building working class movements, building stronger trade unions, and fighting back against the injustices and inequalities that we see in the world today? So to quote Antonio Gramsci, who is an Italian communist and revolutionary activist, he says, education is the most important class problem, that learning together to understand the world, to understand how things work so that we can then change them, is a crucially important job if we're to change the situation we're in. So we think that one of the things that's been lacking for a long time is political education, and is political education led by and for working class activists and working class communities. So the Political Education Project now is a step in trying to address that gap. If you live in Britain, you've seen over the last 10 years how Michael Gove tried to transform the education system, turn it into something that teaches British values. How recently the British government has said it would be an offence for people to promote anti-capitalism and anti-racism in teaching. This shows the importance of education. This shows education as a battleground. And this shows why it's so important for working class people to work together to develop their own structures and their own institutions to understand the world in order to change it. In terms of the course then and the structure of the course, we've kept it simple and we've kept it straightforward. It's a 10-week course where we cover 5 topics. Each topic has a 2-week cycle. We begin each 2-week cycle by posting an introductory video which sets out the main ideas and the main issues for that 2-week cycle. We'll also post a set of reading materials which you'll be able to access using our social media links. 2 weeks after that, we will host a live Socialist Sunday School where we'll discuss the main ideas that have arisen from the readings and the discussion that we've been having amongst ourselves over the previous 2 weeks. Each of those Socialist Sunday Schools will be led off by a small group of trade unionists and community activists who will start the discussion by talking about the readings and the ideas that they raised for 20 to 30 minutes, and then we'll open up to a general discussion involving everybody who's logged on. So our first session is going to be what is socialism. That'll begin on the 1st of February with a short video and the readings being posted. We'll then have a discussion with everybody through Facebook, through Twitter, and then 2 weeks later on the 14th of February we'll hold the first PEP Socialist Sunday School, which will be a live event where we all engage in the discussion about these ideas. The Sunday School will take place at 3 p.m. on a Sunday GMT, and the first one will be on the 14th of February. You can see the structure of the 5 topics we're going to look at. We start off with what is socialism. We look at the question then of crisis and capitalism. We look at women's oppression. We look at anti-racism and socialism. And we look at building working class power. So we're going to spend 2 weeks on each of these topics. And as we said, working collectively come at a critical shared understanding of these ideas. How should you approach this course? Well, everybody has their own way of learning, so there's no one right way of doing it. But what we recommend and what we suggest is that you start off on the first Monday of each cycle. The first one will be the 1st of February. And if you start off by watching the introductory video for that topic, where one of us from the Political Education Project will give you a sort of outline of what we're interested in, what we're trying to discuss in that 2-week cycle. As I said, we're going to post readings for each topic, but we know that everybody has a range of commitments in terms of childcare, in terms of work, in terms of other family commitments. So read as much as you can. Try and read it. Reading is crucially important. Sometimes sort of reading in theory can be seen as something that's a bit separate and a bit alien, but it's absolutely crucial for this project. Some of you might have heard of Mary Mother Jones in the past. She was known as the miner's angel. She was once referred to as the most dangerous woman in America because of her trade union activity. Well, she once said to a group of trade unionists, sit down and read, prepare yourself for the struggles ahead. And so reading is important. Now, if you can't do the reading, don't let that put you off either. You can still attend the live Sunday school sessions, you can still engage in the discussion, and that's really important. But do read if you can, and read as much of it as you can for each cycle. If possible as well, we'd say try and do the reading with other people. Again, part of what we're doing here is we're trying to build up big links between different working class activists and communities and how they deal with this question of political education. So if you can work with your friends, your neighbours, your people in your trade union, if you can meet online and have a Zoom call and discuss the readings we've shared and the ideas we're dealing with, that's brilliant. Do that if you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. Do the reading on your own and come to the Sunday school. And when you do come to the Sunday school, come prepared to take part. We want to hear from everybody. We want as many people as possible to intervene with their views, with their questions, with their arguments, because fundamentally this project is about us working together to move towards a shared understanding of socialism, of capitalism, and of the things we need to do to change this world. We'll be releasing the material for the first subject, what is socialism, on the 1st of February, and then we look forward to seeing you all on the 14th of February for our first Socialist Sunday School. Thank you.